Hello, welcome back to another development video. Today I'm going to be going over reaction forces. So I originally wrote a reaction forces implementation about a year ago, and the code was not very good, and a lot of the examples in the video itself were cherry-picked and overall not quite there. So I've rewritten the implementation, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily better, it's just more stable. Let me just give an example. If I drop this barrel, it will dampen a little bit when it falls into the water. You can see there. And I can even spawn one of these big thingies and it'll kind of dampen itself when it goes into the water. And you can force objects like that. If I spawn a barrel or something else, I don't know, like a door. Spawn like a door, I can like force it down. And that's pretty much the extent of the system. I'm not given too much information by the particle engine that I'm using. I'm using NVIDIA Flex as the particle engine. And the information that I'm given is very limited. So like here's what I'm given, right? Barrel, and let's pretend this is our particle. And our particle hits the barrel. So I'm given the location in which the particle hit it, and I'm given how much force the barrel impacts the particle. And you may be thinking that's quite enough information, but here's the problem that I have, right? So if I do this, not my finest setup, but you know, it'll work for now. All right, fill this with water. And I unfreeze this blast door. Nothing happens because I'm given no information about the particles colliding with the blast door here. Like I'm given no pressure information per se. So it's not quite two-way coupling, which is why I call it reaction forces. It's not quite there. So now it's certainly it's certainly enough to like fool anyone. So like if I spawn like this here, spawn a big cube, and that's pretty believable. Like that's pretty good. I find that quite nice. You know, you can force it around with the water, knock it down and stuff. Pretty cool. Um, but it's not quite there. Like you can't do that. You couldn't. There's a lot of things that you just kind of can't do. Buoyancy is one of them because I'm given no pressure information and therefore can't adequately do buoyancy without a lot of hacky stuff, and it would just be very inaccurate and not amazing. So I'll think of some stuff. I'll think of like some solutions in the future. Maybe I'll add like I'll use flex rigid bodies or something instead of like these props here, and might be able to get a little bit better effect from like a flex prop. Um, but overall, the system definitely is not perfect. It also obliterates frame rate. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm getting 20 frames a second because there are quite the amount of stuff to iterate over. In the original video that I did about a year ago, I think I only went up to about like 15,000 particles because it really is just that expensive. So, not perfect, but it's enough. It's enough, I guess. Certainly better than no reaction forces, I would say. So there's the reaction forces for now. I will try my best to improve them over the course of development, but in all honesty, I'm probably not going to spend too much time actually implementing reaction forces properly. Especially considering there's a bunch of bugs, like adhesion, for instance. You get a nice little feedback loop where you'll get stuff that kind of just like Yeah, that's definitely not right. Um, so, adhesion. You'd expect adhesion. What happens is basically you've got your particle, and it hits the prop, and then the prop gets forced that way, but then the particle attaches back. And I'm not given any information about that particle attachment because again, there's no pressure information, and so it gets forced, and then it gets forced more, and then it like keeps it, and then it just like flies away like crazy. So I'll see what I can do. But this is basically it for now. This should come out in 0.4b, hopefully, at the end of this month. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in another development video.